Alright, peace, peace, peace. All my dragoness, hunters, grinders, lovers, word to your mothers. Welcome back to another video. As you can see in the title, is another one. So, the title of this video, probably going to be other ways to make gold in Dragoness Origins. Or additional ways to make gold, but I think additional is a bit too formal and a bit too long. So it's going to be along the lines of making gold. But if you've seen the other video where I recommended the daily quest strategy to make gold, again, it was a bit of a longer option, but it was doable. There is the potential case of burnout due to obviously the content not being that fun, but it's the potential's there because it's what I done when I first started playing. I was doing some daily quests on pretty much all my characters with Reaper. I remember it was just every time with no fail at 9 server time reset, we would always go on our characters and do daily quests, and he'll ask me which character I'm going to use first. I would use my strongest first, he would use his weakest. And as we got to the end of our characters, he'll be on his strongest characters and I'll be on my weakness. So there's always the element of somebody carrying the team, and then we just buff that person. So essentially, in this one, it's the same strategy, but instead of doing daily quests, which I'd recommend for beginners, we're going to take it up a notch to, I would say, intermediate level. And in this one, I'm recommending RDN and BDN Memoria. So I'm going to show you now. And then I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that you can actually use to acquire more gold. I believe there's ways to acquire more gold. But anyways, we're going to go here. We're going to go to 80. I don't even think you can hear the game because it's still on my TV. It's still on my TV, so I'm gonna have to change the sound settings. Give me a second. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes I play from the TV and then sometimes I play from the headset, but the reason for the headset being on doesn't really make any sense. Anyways, so I believe my memo on this account is limit. Is this it? No. It says that one. Okay, so you've got Red Dragon. Let's just press O. Alright, we're going to go here instead. Alright, so Red Dragon Memoria. And you've also got... I haven't done Black Dragon because I had to ditch a party yesterday because I had some Red Dragon runs. But Red Dragon Memoria and Black Dragon Memoria 1 and 2, I'd recommend it. 1, because if I'm correct... If you do both runs, you get about, and I'm paraphrasing now, I don't exactly remember. I'm sure it's like 800 to 900 gold when you've completed the full circle. So that's the Red Dragon Memoria, and then the Black Dragon Memoria 1 and Black Dragon Memoria 2. Nobody does stage 3, which is the dragon stage. If you wanted to get practice, you could. But it just takes a bit too long when you're doing the mini game. So if you do your Red Dragon Memoria, Black Dragon Memoria 1 and Black Dragon Memoria 2, which would be 3 separate raids or 3 separate nests because it's 4-man, you get about 800 to 900 gold per character. So essentially the strategy you want to use, because this is a great way to make gold. I'm actually going to do some math. Let's whip out the calculator. Let's go for a 900 gold, give or take. Let's see. So calculator. Let's bring it up. So let's say, so 900 gold, yeah? So we got 900 gold. And you're going to times it by how many characters do I use? So I said this is for intermediate players. So if you've actually got characters that could be used for Memo, like can clear. For example, let's say I have 12. So 900 times 12 equals. So in a week, that would be an extra 10.8k additionally on the side if you wanted to do that. Say if you're in a position where you're not doing TK and hardcore, PK and hardcore, you're not clearing Red Dragon normal or hardcore, you could follow the strategy of doing daily quests and then going to do your memorial weekly and then stacking up all that gold and then using that gold to buy stuff from the TH and gear up your character so that it can qualify to go to Red Dragon hardcore, Red Dragon normal, TK and a PK and hardcore. So this is the strategy. So imagine now, if I know weekly, for me clearing per character, 12 characters in Red Dragon Memorial and Black Dragon Memorial, and I have 12 characters that can clear, is now giving me weekly an additional 10.8k. But remember last time we had the 18 character strategy, so we're going to do that now. So 900 gold per run times 18 characters. That's an additional 16,200 gold. So you guys can do the math. Now going back to the game, depending on how many characters you got, you do the math. You do a strategy called carry, and this is not you giving money to somebody and saying, oh, can you I'll pay you to bring me through Memorial. So essentially is you get a DPS character that can pretty much clear, and the DPS character needs to know how to do certain mechanics, like bar mechanics when you get to the end of the bar. So for example, in the first boss in Memoria, which is the elemental guy, at the end of each bar he puts you in a red and blue circle. It's like pizza on the floor, and it spins, and you got to kill two of the little puppets, but they're on either side, so you need to wait for the circle to go around before you can hit it. Obviously if you've got AoE skills, you can hit both of them like a barbarian, etc, etc. But if you're a character that doesn't, you have to make sure that when he kills that, he needs to go around in order for him to kill that as well, because obviously if you don't do that, you're going to fail the mechanic, you lose the life, etc, etc. So essentially what you want one carry, which is a DPS, or you can have two, and you want people that are going to buff them. So essentially that's what it is. The people that are buffing don't necessarily need to be strong, so you can use what we call, they call it a slave in this game. Slave character, meaning a character that's just, I can buff you, but I'm probably not going to do anything other than a buff. Like I'll buff you, make you stronger, I'll debuff the monster, but I'm probably not going to do damage. I can heal, but that's all I'm doing. I'm not going to do anything else. So essentially you just use all of your characters to make your DPS characters stronger, and they can pretty much clear, and then everybody obviously reaps the rewards for loot in Memoria, Red Dragon and Black Dragon. And do you need to be super strong? This is why I said intermediate. You don't necessarily have to be super strong. I've seen with my own eyes, I've seen a Ripper with epic gear plus 12 carrying in Red Dragon and Black Dragon Memorial. No joke, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen snipers with epic and unique. What else did I saw something else. Barbarians with epic plus 12 carrying. So the potential's there. And when I say carry, we cleared in like 7 minutes. Red Dragon Memorial, 7 minutes, give or take. So it's showing you how fast it is as well to clear. So if Red Dragon Memorial is 7 minutes to clear, Black Dragon Memorial is a lot faster to clear as well. And it was an epic barbarian, epic Ripper clearing. I haven't seen much other characters with epic gear, but from what I saw with that, that's what inspired me to make this video, because the potential's there for intermediate players that want to gear up and want the extra gold in their pocket at the end of the week. This is another source of income. Well, Memorial, everyone knows, is a great source of income, but it's an extra source of gold weekly if you want to follow the same strategy that we're giving. So again, guys, if you want some extra gold in your pocket at the end of the week, try the Memorial strategy. the carry strategy, where you get one DPS and everyone around that DPS, whether it's support or sub DPS, to buff that DPS character so that they're able to clear and carry. So buffers and debuffers. So this now, you need to learn things like compositions and chemistries, which again, when you get into like Red Dragon and Red Dragon Hardcore, TK and PK, is very important. I wouldn't say necessarily knowing who the person is and what gear they have. Obviously, that's important. But mainly, which classes work better with what. So, for example, if you've got a class like a Ripper, obviously it's a fire DPS class. You're going to need a class that does fire buffs. You can and fire debuffs. You can have Selenas in that party. You can have a Guardian or a Crusader in the party because they buff it anyways. They buff fire. You need debuffers. You can have a DA in there. Obviously, most parties are going to have a Physician because Physician is a support character. It heals and it also buffs your final attack, which obviously increases the overall damage of whoever they're using inject on. But learning compositions in this strategy is very important. But the main element you want to learn, guys, is getting one person that's a carry. So it's going to be the main DPS character, and everyone else is buffing that character. The main DPS character is mainly the strongest character. It doesn't have to necessarily be a Ripper or a Rowena or a Barbarian. It could be a Dancer that has a lot of FD, and then you guys say, okay, we're just going to buff the Dancer. The Dancer's a light character, so we're going to bring a Crusader for light debuff and buffs. We're going to bring an Inqui for light debuffs and buff, and then we're going to put a Physician there to use injects on the Dancer, and the Dancer is just going to do all the DPS and carry us through the raid, etc., or the Memoria. So I hope this one made sense, guys. Like I said, the Memoria done where I brought my support character to buff the bloody Epic Ripper, and the Epic Ripper was doing a lot of damage and clearing. I was like, holy snap, it's actually possible for intermediate players or even low-key beginner players coming out of the beginner phase that want some extra gold in their pocket and a bit of harder content to do. It's possible, guys. It's possible. So I hope you like this video. I hope it made sense. If it did not, please leave it down in the comment section below. If you have any requests for future videos, please leave it in the comment section below. Someone did PM me in the game that I did daily quest with, and they said that you should just make a Discord community so we can all like connect. I'm still thinking about it. I have a Discord community, funny enough, so I might just invite you to that. But it's like a multi-game kind of Discord community, mainly for Call of Duty. Well, most people in that server play Call of Duty and like other games. They don't know about Dragoness. So I think that's it. Any requests for future video, guys, just let me know in the comment section below. And if this helped and you're going to follow this strategy, let me know again in the comment section below. And post your composition so we can see, man. Peace, guys. I'm going to leave it as that, man. I ain't going to talk no more. Wait, what? I cannot stop?